she leaves, the light begins to shake. Every spring is just a borrowed flame. She blooms in life, but bound to death by name. On a throne of dust and flame, he spoke softly, called her name. Not a monster, not quite kind, just a ruler of the blind. Pomegranate seeds like fate, 6 small bites would seal the gate. Now she walks where lost souls stay, half alive and half away. Far above the world turned gray, fields and rivers slipped away. Demeter cried, a life withdrew. Every sky was torn in two. So the gods drew up the line, split her fate by space and time. When she rises, rivers run. When she falls, the coda's won. She is bloom and she is grave, light and shadow intertwined. Every breath a world remade, every step leaves death behind. Not a captive, not a queen, something fierce and in between. In her wake the seasons burn, in her fall the dark returns. She rises with the fire in the flowers, blood in the roots, counting stolen hours, crowned in thorns and petals torn apart. Half in the grave, half in a beating heart. When she breathes, the frozen earth will break. When she leaves, the light begins to shake. Every spring is just a borrowed flame. She blooms in life, but bound to death by name. So when flowers start to rise, know they bloom from sacrifice. Every breath and every flame lies between the dark and day. When the warmth begins to fade and the colors drift away, she returns to silent sleep. In the dark, the roots run